Hello, and welcome to another RPD video. In this video, we'll go over wire bending for RPDs. Two main instruments we're going to use are the three-prong pliers and the bird beak pliers. We're going to use those to bend a 19 gauge wire like this one. You can tell the pliers apart by looking at their tip. The three-prong plier has three prongs like this, and it's used to bend a straight wire. The bird beak plier has two prongs like this. One of them is flat and the other is round, and it's used to flatten a bent wire. Let's first use the three-prong plier. We're going to position the plier so that the single prong is positioned in the area we want the bend to happen. And then we're just going to squeeze. As we squeeze, the wire is going to bend towards that single prong, as you see here. Now, if we want to flatten that wire, we can grab the bird beak plier and position the flat prong on the inside of the curve and again squeeze. As you can see, that flattens that bent wire. You might need to do a few squeezes to get that wire perfectly flat. By using the three-prong plier as described, you can make a variety of different shapes with a wire. Tight loops, wide loops, different angles based on where you position the prong and how tight you press. Now let's apply this knowledge to an actual case. Let's say we wanted to bend a wire to adapt it to this tooth right here. We have a height of contour drawn, and we wanted to engage a 0.02 undercut, which we have marked. Start with a straight wire positioning the tip right at the undercut. Then we're going to mark the area of the wire that is not in contact with the tooth. Then we're going to position the single prong right at that tip and bend it. Then we're going to test out our curve, making sure the wire is still adapted to the surface of the tooth. Then again, we're going to mark the first area of the wire that is not adapted to the tooth where a bend needs to happen. We're going to take our three-prong plier, position our single prong against that little dot that we made, and press accordingly. And again, go back and check that your curve is consistent with the curve of the tooth. Making sure the curve and the amount of pressure you place to get that curve is consistent will take some practice, but that's what this exercise is for. So we're going to keep doing this over and over until we go all the way around the tooth using the three-prong plier. Occasionally, we'd want to use the bird beak if we make a curve too aggressive, and that's almost like an undo button where you can press it just to bend it back a little bit, or maybe your curve is too tight, you want to open it up a little bit. But using the Sharpie and marking the area where the wire needs to be bent seems to be the easiest and most consistent method of getting a wire bent. We're going to keep doing this up until we make a curve that goes all the way around the tooth to where it's ready to bend downwards to attach to the acrylic resin. At this point, it's important to visualize where you want to bend it. We're going to bend that wire downwards towards the vestibule, and then we're going to bend it again posteriorly. That way it gets embedded into that lingual flange of the partial denture. Something that looks just like this. Now you might need to bend it a few times to get it exactly right, and I would always start with small bends to make sure your direction is right, but that's kind of how it needs to look like once it's all done. Now when the partial denture is processed, the wire portion that is in the vestibule gets incorporated into the partial. And the retentive clasp would engage the undercut. This is the way to do it for acrylic partials, but you'd do the same thing if you're adjusting a wrought wire clasp on a cast metal partial. We hope this video was helpful, and we'll see you guys on the next RPD video.